We can absolutely abuse the Instagram algorithm to find out who our crushes are, our stalkers are, and just the people who view our profiles the most are. So we can now find out who these people are. I've been doing research on this and testing this out to see to what extent this is actually true. This is also going to be a very short video. So the answer is, if you want to find out who your stalkers on Instagram are, who maybe your crushes on Instagram are, you know, those are just ways of explaining the same thing, but essentially it's who's viewing your profile. Even if they're not liking and commenting and actually engaging with your stuff, it's who's actually viewing your profile and spending the most amount of time on your profile. And you know, the way to do this is you post a story and then you go under the people that you're following, and then you look at the people who are following you that maybe you're not following back. The order of those people is ordered by an algorithm, and the algorithm takes into consideration how much time and how many times someone actually views your profile. So the order of those people is the order of how much time someone spends on your profile and looking at your content. So that's pretty much the whole video. In the rest of the video, I'm gonna go more into the algorithm behind this, the proof that we have that this is a real thing, and you know, different ways to use this algorithm to our advantage to actually grow our profiles and get more attention from the people we're trying to get attention from online. Let's get in a little bit deeper. So when you first post a story, all the people who view it, it starts off, that list is in chronological order, right? And then there's a certain point where there's enough people have viewed it to where an algorithm takes over the order of those people. And this is where the algorithm starts to take different factors into consideration. And nobody really knows the exact formula of the algorithm that's making this list, but you can tell after some testing. And also there was some Instagram code that was leaked. Now this looked like it was code that was part of this code was part of the algorithm of where they took into consideration these different factors that made up the order of this listing. And then there's different other portions of the algorithm for, you know, who shows up first in the home, in your home page and on the explore page, stuff like that. But let's go strictly into just the order of the people viewing your stories, because that's how you're able to tell your stalkers, even if they're not engaging in other ways. And who knows, maybe that code that was leaked was BS, maybe it was all fake, maybe it's changed by now. But with testing, we can tell right now these factors do play a huge part in the order of that listing. And let me just go over some of the different types of engagement that are a consideration, or different factors. So obviously, you know, the ones like likes, comments, any sort of engagement with your content, that's gonna make people show up on this list more. And this list is essentially who has the most interest in your content. So that's how you would get the stalkers, the crushes, yada yada, the people who are viewing your profile, the people who are interested in your content. Now, a good reason of why this list might be important is if you're selling products, then these are the people who are most interested in the content you're putting out. If you're putting out content regarding your products, these might be the people you want to send a DM to and try and get a sale out of, because they're really engaging with your profile. Yeah, and then the other more hidden ones, like the amount of time someone views your profile, how much time they're actually spending on your profile, or they're visiting your profile and looking through your content, or how much time they're viewing your stories. Not just how many stories they're viewing, but their different actions on your stories. Are they skipping ahead to the next person's story? Are they watching your whole story all the way through, or are they skipping each individual story, only watching 1 second? What percentage of your stories are they watching? How much time are they actually spending looking at your content? And then there's other factors like, do you have DM conversation, direct message conversations with these people? And then there's some other really shady, there's some other really shady factors that go into making the order of this list. Other people online have tested this. I've tested this myself. It seems really shady to me. But also, if you're having WhatsApp conversations with this person, if you're texting them on WhatsApp, and if you're engaging with them on Facebook, these are both factors that go into the algorithm on Instagram, which is super weird. Yeah, super interesting, super cool. There's a lot of people, I don't know if you guys believe this, but there's a lot of people who think that like Instagram and Facebook, they're listening to us and they are gathering the words that we say and then directing, you know, advertisements to us. If you do Facebook ads, you know that you can't target, like you can target people based off interest, right? I don't think that they're collecting the stuff we're saying. But they are really good with their algorithm figuring out what your interests are. They know who you're interacting with on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp. They know that person's interest. They know the pages that you're a part of. They know the content that you're engaging with. They know all the content that your friends, the people that you're interacting with, are engaging with. Let's say like if you're a girl and you're engaging with a makeup page, or you're a girl and you have 5 different friends that you interact with, you're in DM groups with, and you're sending them content all the time. And then these 5 different friends of yours, they're all engaging in different makeup pages. They're showing interest in certain products. The algorithm is gonna know that you have friends who are interested in this product, and they're gonna start popping that up for you. So if you start talking about makeup and you think that the phone is listening to you and gonna show you makeup, it's not that you're talking about makeup, it's that they know that you have friends and you're engaging with other people who have an interest in makeup and they want to show, or a particular product, and then the algorithm knows to show you that product. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant, a little bit off topic, but I don't know, what do you guys think about, do you think that Facebook listens to you? I mean, leave a comment down below if you think Instagram and Facebook listens to you and they put that into their algorithms. I don't think that's a thing, but yeah, let me know if you think so. And there's different pieces of evidence that, you know, Instagram does view or take into consideration the amount of time that people are spending on different pages. They've actually quoted before that in the algorithm, to come up with the order of your home feed, the order of content that they actually show you, they have quoted that they do take into consideration how much time you spend on that person's profile, how much time you spend looking at their content, not just liking and commenting, but actually looking. If you pinch to zoom, if you actually zoom in and look at that person's content, they will take that into consideration. If you save their content, they'll take that into consideration. So we know that they're tracking this stuff. They know that they're tracking these interactions. So it makes sense that they would use this in other areas, like coming up with a list of the people who viewed your stories, other areas like that. These are all factors that they factor into the algorithm so that they know your interest, to show you stuff on the explore page, to show you stuff on your home feed, make the order for that, and to show you ads. That's how they get all the information for showing you advertisements. When you're following a business, if you have a business profile, you know that you can tell what kind of business you are. Like on mine, it's a marketing and advertising business. If I'm showing interest in a lot of profiles that are marketing and advertising, they know to show me those ads. They're gonna say that's an interest of mine on the actual Facebook ad platform interface, so that advertisers can target me as someone who has interest in that topic. So the algorithm is super advanced. I hope you learned a lot about the algorithm. I hope you can find out who has a crush on you now through the Instagram story order algorithm thing. Hope you found some value in this. If you did, you know, dish out a like, don't be greedy, help me out a little bit. Subscribe if you want to see more content about Instagram growth and the algorithm and just Instagram in general. And cool, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.